So we're continuing on with GamesMaster from January 2000. We're now up to the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. So this section of the magazine was basically talking about gaming consoles up to the year 2000 with a rundown of the best games on the said system. Now, the Game Boy was my very first personally owned games console. I absolutely love this unit. I had a huge amount of hours of playtime with this. Obviously, my favourite game was Zelda. Tetris was beautiful. Super Mario Land. I also played the baseball game as well. I've got a special heart. I've got a special place in my heart, I should say, for the Game Boy. The problem is that after that, I kind of stopped playing computer games for a long time, but I did end up buying the Game Boy Advance many years later. I bought it secondhand. The Zelda one, of all things, they're now worth like £145 or some daft amount like that. Go figure. Right, Atari Lynx, basically a handheld console. Never got into it. I don't know too much about it. The Virtual Boy, on the other hand, that was an interesting one. It was one of the very rare flops from Nintendo. The others being obviously the Wii U and to a lesser extent the N64 and GameCube. The problem is with the Virtual Boy is that they tried to do that 3D type effect and it just failed miserably. It was done better on the 3DS and obviously on the new 3DS. Which, may I add, I've just gone into my local C&X and there was one there for like £300 odd, which was the Super Nintendo version, which I could have bought for about 160 quid when they was new. I wished I would have bought a new one. The Atari Jaguar, don't know too much about them. The 3DO. Now, at the time, there was like quite a cluster of weird and wonderful games consoles that all come out. You kind of like, you only seen them once and that was it. And most of these were FMV pre-rendered type games where it's just basically cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. Now, going back to the previous video when I was talking about add-ons, the Mega CD was an add-on for the Sega Mega Drive, which nobody purchased because it was quite expensive. But before that, you had the Commodore C D32, so obviously it was moving into the 32-bit era of games console. The Mega CD, I don't know how many games came out for it, although I did see that the Sonic one was actually quite good. Anyway, see you in the next one.